Hello. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening. Good afternoon, Canada. Here in Calgary, Alberta, it's about 12:31, and I believe it's about 21:30 or 21:31 in Chiwempala. I'm very excited that you could join me today. My name is Elias Munsha. I am coming to you live from Munsha Law, which is our law office here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I'm coming to you live on both Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, I have my channel, Elias Munsha YouTube channel. So please, if you are able to, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. On Facebook, I'm coming to you live on my Facebook page, Elias Munsha, as well as Munsha Law, which is our law firm's Facebook page. So I get to use our law firm's Facebook page to broadcast my messages, which is pretty remarkable. And so we have a few things to talk about. Of course, we have been on the theme of the recent shootings in Lusaka. And so we've done quite a bit of discussions along those lines, and we are going to continue those as well. If you want to join me, please do so. And I've sent you the link. Let me put the link there so that we can discuss a little bit. I have seen that most of you are already sharing this live broadcast. Please do so. Share with as many people as possible so that we can talk. I know that when the broadcast is just starting, there are always volume issues. Always volume issues when the broadcast is just picking up, but I think it catches up a few seconds later. So thank you very much for joining me, and I really appreciate that you could come and be part of this discussion. Okay, I think volume is good. Mike Musumali, I think it has to do with your settings. Probably your volume is low or non-existent. Otherwise, I think we are okay with volume. We have several things to talk about, and today is the 30th of December. In 2 days, we are crossing over into the new year. From our side here at Munsha, from my own perspective, from this page, from all these live broadcasts that we've been doing, we are not going to relent. I think we are continuing on with the program. I think we've already got a program, and we have been working at this for many, many years. Some of you that are just knowing about what we do now may be surprised, but we've actually been holding the government of Zambia accountable for many years. We started this page, the Elias Munsha Facebook page, in about 2009. So we are not really new. I'm not really new to these things. I've been at it for about a decade, if not more than a decade. So some of my fellow Zambians, they think that I'm just coming on to commenting on these issues because I have certain sectarian or partisan interests. No. At a time when it was not even fashionable to be on Facebook and deal with hard political issues, we were there. We were there, and so we could do that. Thank you so much for joining me. And so we have been doing this for many years. We've been doing this for several times, and so this is what we are doing. Okay. The first thing is the recent posts have garnered a lot of comments, generated a lot of comments, a lot of negative comments, I must say. Some of them are just basic insults. You know, some people insulting me, insulting what we do, and sometimes just being, funny at what we do. But I think we are very committed. Our commitment to the values, our commitment to our country cannot be discouraged by the negative things that people say about what we are doing. I know exactly why I have been involved with the issues in Zambia for as long as I have been involved with the issues in Zambia. And so I am not going to be discouraged simply because one person decides to be personal and to be insulting. And I really believe that those who object to what I say have a reason to object. And I think we need to agree when we are disagreeing instead of being abusive or anything like that. But none of these abuses are going to change what we do and our commitment to our country. We will continue doing what we are doing. And in fact, as we go into the next year towards the elections, we shall continue holding this government accountable. I have no problems with Patriotic Front supporters because just like me, they are equally struggling and suffering, just like many of our people. The issue is the fact that we have a president whose leadership is not good. And so the reason why we are involved, it is because we are demanding as a country that we can do better. And we are providing alternatives and we are holding the president accountable. That we must continue to do. Of course, some Patriotic Front supporters are taking it personally. They're thinking that it is an attack on them personally. No. Patriotic Front cadres, you and me are in the same boat. We are being affected by the administration's decisions, by the leadership of President Lungu. We are all being affected equally. And so I have no problem personally with Patriotic Front supporters. They are citizens just like me. They share a passion for our country just like me. And so if at all there is any issue with the way I am communicating, I will try to convince each and every Patriotic Front supporter so that they see that our passion for our country is what is driving us to say that there is an alternative to the leadership that is being provided by President Lungu, that there is a better way to govern a country, that there is a better Christian way to govern a country, that there is a better constitutional way and legal way to govern a nation. That is why we are saying what we are saying, okay? And so when we are trying to hold this government accountable, it is never personal. But if you personally attack us, it's okay. We have got enough backbone to withstand all those abuses. But at the end of the day, our commitment to our country remains resolute, and together we are going to work together. That is what we are doing, and we are here for the long haul. We are not here to just stay for a few minutes and then no. We are here for the long haul. We started this 2009. This very page, go to the page's settings. It's all transparent. 2009, that's when we started the Elias Musha page. I started the Elias Musha page with clear objectives to hold power accountable. And of course, to express my thoughts, okay? Because I didn't want my thoughts to go through any filters of anything. No. When I started writing for a newspaper that wanted to filter my thoughts, I told them I can't write for you anymore, because I want my thoughts to be clear, and my passion to be clear, a passion for the nation. So if somebody begins ruling and then they begin destroying the country, I'm not going to be quiet and remain silent. Why should I? We started holding governments accountable way before Mr. Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu became president. It's not about to change now. Even if you were to lose next year and somebody else becomes president and they continue doing dongo, we are going to hold them accountable. Why not? So this is not restricted to any particular president, and he shouldn't take it personally. The reason why we are holding him accountable, it is because we know yo. Ati nishmwako sehapo nicho balungu baletu chusha twachula. That is the problem, and there is an alternative. It's not like ati there is no alternative no, there is a clear alternative in the way to govern a country. what is happening currently under President Lungu is not the way to govern a country. That's why we are speaking out the way we are speaking out. And our target is very clear. It is on the president. Because it's not cadres. What quarrels do I have with you? So what quarrels do I have with Patriotic Front cadres? No, I have no quarrels against Patriotic Front cadres. Our target is somebody whose decisions every day are affecting millions and millions of Zambians. Kanshi ebo tukoserepo kwebati bachinje emitekere nga tabarechinja bafumepo tubikepo bambi eyo tulandira efyo tulandira mkwai nomba. The police on the 23rd of December shot two people using live ammunition. The president said that he gave ultimatum to Kanganja, to Inspector General Kanganja, to say, give me a report by Monday. We understand that a preliminary report has been presented to the president. At the time when this preliminary report was presented to the president, we understand that the president took several steps. Number one, he fired Deputy Inspector General of Police. His name is Bonny Kapeso. Fired. Then he said he also fired the Lusaka Province Police Commissioner. His name is Nelson Piri. He was fired. Then the president decided to extend or give a contract to Inspector General Kanganja for 6 months. And from the press release from the president, this is what the president says. The president said that he is asking Inspector General Kanganja to reform the police, or to come up with an idea of how he can reform the police in the next 6 months. In the same press release, the president then appointed the commissioner of police for the Copper Belt province, Charity Katanga, and appointed her in the place of Bonny Kapeso. And what the president said was there is there is lack of trust in the police service. That's what the president said. Okay, but the citizens of Zambia have no trust in the police service. So he has now entrusted Mr. Kanganja to come up with a plan of how the public can have trust in the police again. And to do so, he decided to move several commissioners and then move Charity Katanga from the Copper Belt and move her to become the Deputy Inspector General of Police. That is what came out of the report, preliminary report as he's calling it, that he received on Monday, the 28th of December. Now, here is my reaction. The problem with the police right now, the issue with the Zambia police, again, let me say this. The issue with the Zambia police is not the Zambia police. The issue with the Zambia police is the State House. The issue with the Zambia police is the president. It is not the Zambia police. It is not Kanganja. It is not even Charity Katanga or any of these. It is the leadership that President Lungu is providing to the police. If there is anything that need reorganization, it is the reorganization of the president. Because no matter how you say that you're going to reorganize the Zambia police, if the president continues approaching the Zambia police in the manner he has been approaching, there will be no change. In a few weeks, they are going to shoot and kill again. Therefore, the problem is the culture that State House keeps giving and the messaging that State House is giving to the Zambia police. That is where the problem is. If this matter was just a police indiscipline, it's very easy to deal with police indiscipline. You fire indisciplined police officers. Now, who has the president fired and reorganized in this particular reorganization? Bonny Kapeso. And everybody seems to be in agreement that the whole reason why Bonny Kapeso has been fired was because he tried to stand on principle when Patriotic Front cadres tried to invade the courts, when Chitalu Chirufia and Chitotela went to the police. Everybody knows that from that day, Badi Musungira Kambala Kapeso, Balelo Lelafie, with a way to fire him. Number 23, a reason it brings us back to the same issue. The problem here is not the Zambia police. President Lungu needs to look at himself in the mirror and see himself as the cause of the indiscipline and problems that are happening in the Zambia police. There will be nothing that is going to change simply because he asked Kanganja to reorganize the police. Okay, what are the issues that State House is presenting to the Zambia police? Number one, President Lungu and his ministers have begun to revise Zambian democracy. That is a very big problem. Now, you might think that the only issue was Bill 10, right? The reason why we fought Bill 10 was because it was basically bad law. It was a law that was going to entrench President Lungu as a Wamiyaya president. That's what it was, okay? So the people of Zambia defeated Bill number 10. But President Lungu continues to try to revise and redefine Zambian democracy. And he is using the police to do so. And so unless he changes, he backpedals in this desire to revise Zambian democracy, the police will continue to kill and shoot the people of Zambia. President Lungu was elected by the people. He was elected to the presidency. He was chosen by the people. He's an elected president. But after he begins ruling the country, he wants to change that and make himself as if he were not elected. He wants to become a dictator. Now, as if that is not enough, he is now going to our laws. He is now going to the Constitution and completely ignoring what the Constitution says Zambians can do and cannot do. Let's talk about the freedom of assembly. Just let's deal with assembly for a little bit. What the police and President Lungu and the Minister of Home Affairs say about people assembling together is not constitutional. It is not what the Bill of Rights says. It's a violation of the Bill of Rights. Let me tell you a short story. I know that sometimes I bore you with all these long lectures, but it's important for us to teach our country, to teach particularly the younger ones. The Constitution of Zambia, the Bill of Rights, guarantees citizens in our country the freedom of assembly. What that means is Zambians are free to meet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 100, they are free to meet. The role of the police is not to stop citizens from meeting. It is to facilitate citizens to meet, to enjoy their freedoms. That is the main job of the police, of the Zambia police. It is not to stop anyone. It is not to give permission for people to meet. The Constitution of Zambia already gives citizens the permission to meet, the right to assemble. So, what the law says, the current Public Order Act, it says, when you are going to meet 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, you need to let the police know. You need to inform the police. The reason why you are informing them is so that the police help to facilitate your meeting, not to cancel your meeting, to facilitate it. Police are there to facilitate our citizens' enjoyment of their democratic freedoms. President Lungu and Kampyongo have changed that. They want to tell you that it is their right to stop you from meeting. For example, Charity Katanga in Ndola stopped 6 UPND members from meeting in their house. And she said that she had to stop them because they needed a permit to meet in the house, 6 of them. That is not true. That is not Zambian law. That is an abuse of Zambian law. A few years ago, there is a lady known as Christine Mulundika, as well as several of our friends, decided to have a demonstration, a protest. She brought together several people, including the Resident Doctors Association and several other people. They came together and they started off with a procession. Chiluba's police, they decided to stop them and beat Christine Mulundika as well as several other citizens. This matter went to the Supreme Court. In the case of Mulundika and others versus Attorney General, this is what the Supreme Court of Zambia said. It said, the police do not have the authority to demand that citizens obtain a permit before they demonstrate. In the Christine Mulundika case, it in fact said that parts of the Public Order Act were unconstitutional, parts of them. And in the Christine Mulundika case and others' case, the court gave some direction to the state. They said, look, this idea that citizens need police permit is unconstitutional. It's illegal. You, as Vakapokola, mufuirokula afuirisha abantu kukumana enchito yenu. Tekukanya abantu iyo. Kuba afuirisha. Abantu nga bali 6 abati tulefu okukumana pako bati tulelanda pafio isabiri samba kulwapula. Kuba afuirisha. Aleni bane mweba kulwapula mlefu okulanda pafio isabiri samba mulwapula. Kabiye ni muchitefyo fine. Amafunde twala myeba kofe yakwe bati muloleshe bwino poko bati mube safe. Ngata mkweta ama toilets ichfo turelomba ko mlandu wa kolera yakwe bati mufuaye toilet. Mukumane enchito yabakapokola. Nomba State House va Lungu balefu okuchinja amafunde ya chano. Abati yo kupoka permission takwaba Constitution tayala ndoko bata abantu bafuira okupoka permission. That by far is what would be responsible for everybody shootira bakapokola. Nicho State House na ibasuminisho ko bate chachine kabien mukuchita efyo mlefu ayo kuchita bakapokola. Ati yo abantu bafuira okupoka permission takwaba permission. Abantu bafuire bachita inform bakapokola. So that is what is happening. Ebwafia bulipo. Nomba abena Zambia bali kwata kalensambo. We uleteka ngata ulefuata abena Zambia wele chita enjoy ishwe ensambo. Efyo inendandira kapanga akachalo kobe kupeta okay. Utuleke fwe bene. Nama freedoms ayatwa kwata. Iwe waishire fye as president mu 2015. Teiwe mwine wa Zambia yo. Uli mubomfi wa abantu. Niweka teko wa abantu basalire. No makaidi chirawa ikalapo pampando. Webere yo mkwai lekeni kukumana lekeni ifidekeni ngatamulekere waipaya. No. So what needs reorganization here is not it's not a police command. It's State House. Ukuchinja messaging. Mule kobu fi uwa kwebati abantu bafuye bapoka permission. No. If people are willing to provide security kubene, ama buzz, balefo kupoka security abene, what do you do as wakapokola? You go kuma buzz. Your time to meet is from this time to this time. Tulangeni the security people that you have in place by Milanga, and that's how you rule a democratic state. That's what happens in a democratic state. That is what Zambia is. A redefinition of Zambia is not part of our law. Now, there is a certain feeling ngaratira wakwata kotumaka kula boku mfobwino ama none power yali. That's why Chirubala ndira the power is so sweet yali very sweet eicho nomba kwa bela na constitution uku chitako protect abantu pako bati chiriaba umfosa na manone veipaya mamona panto manone kuti yalenga wambo kuipaya Apo imweka position vyaka nono deacon ku church mwali wamona ma deacon na ba pastor ka congregation akanono abantu 10 mu church pastor if you vyenda power power elo nomba constitution yalando kwebatawe weule umfu wamanone wipa yabantu iyo poko watu konka nyepo kumfu wamanone no kuba chingirira abantu ero nomba constitution yasa chitashani yasa kuchingirira yachingirira abekala chalo poko watu uje ule umfu wamanone ero nakwata ne mfuti sende mfuti aye mkuipaira kuipaula kuipaya paya aya mkuipaya abantu no echo twakwatira constitution kuchita protect abekala chalo against abantu abale umfu wamanone. So iri definition, it's not legal, it's not constitutional. Fintu ifyo balongo bapangire efe baleva bakapokola. Okay? That's too broad. What about the use of ammunition? Idio bakapokola baipe Frank Mugala, Mandevo constituency. Frank Mugala, the police spokesperson, as well as Dora Silia, bala ndiro ko bati bakapokola bali pelu ensambu isha kushuta. Mwebo. Ubu bufi. Bakapokola mzambia taba pelu ensambu isha kubika live ammunition okuya mukushuta abantu taba pelu ensambu yo. Crowd control. Crowd control te kubika mwempolo polo shakwipaira mu abantu no tetumulanda tiyo mkoipa ntu bakapokola bali bagazeted echo nomba na bali pelu sambwisha kuya mukushuta ngama soldier na ubene bali bagazeted son officers na ubene bali bagazeted ne mfuti benda na show pa side no mulela ndati yo mkoipa ntu wabagazeted ukusende chanso nomba kuya mukushuta shuta abantu no constitution nefyo fyefunde lyalanda pamfuti chakana eicho kanshu bwafye bwakwe bati messaging nabakampyongo nabalungu iyo baleba bakapokola. It's the one to blame. It is the one responsible for the death of our people. All right, let's move on from there. Let's deal with the hardware that President Lungu purchased for the Zambia police. Ifyanso. President Lungu borrowed money from China. Ukuya kongola kaloba ku China. Elo nomba baya shite polo nemfuti. Ishakupela bakapokola. Ishi mfuti shaku womfya munkondo. Infuti. Nama armored vehicles. Armored vehicles. Ifma tanks. Fidefma tanks. Nefma wiru efikolo. That is military equipment, military hardware. If you feel a soldier besu bafuiro kubomfia ngakutira bena Malawi batwingirira Malawans ngabatwingirira bena Malawi kuchipata soldiers in our country babomfia fima tankers okuya mukuipa ya bena Malawi. That is the kind of military hardware that our soldiers need to be using. Balungu fine fema soldier baji no kubomfia efyo bashitira bakapokola. Tadi mwarifu mwene pa 23. Military hardware. Not only that. Inewa kumirenge ambulance kachinga kwa bafi ambulance imo ilia. Takwa ba ambulance. Balungu balishitira bakapokola ama ambulances. Police. Ambulances, operational ambulances, na fimandamana. Filefima ambulances fiakwe bati, it's not only at ambulance. Ya alikuwata na ma fridge, kubike fitumbi, nga mwaipaya. Efima ambulances, balungu, bashitira bakapokola. Fimandamanda, efe tuwale fita kuchwe mpala. Fimandamanda. Nebo abantu kuchwe mpala, na mamandamanda tatuwa kwa hata, na mwenefe mandamanda imo, yo wankuwa bachita donate kuchwe mpala. It's a huge struggle tuwa kwa hata kuchwe mpala. We can't bury people in a dignified manner. Amandamanda ya shupa. Nomba balungu, balishitira bakapokola, amandamanda, aya kustolera kwefi tumbi, nga bashuta bakapokola. Here is the question. Ngani reorganization ishi ingachitika. So ni reorganization yako bat reorganization wali bashitira kale fi manda no mbaba kafi bomfyashana tali kano bayipaya tali fi manda kufi bomfyanga wayipaya ngakoli ifitumbi efyo ba fishitira echo if there is any culture change that is needed, it is a reorientation of our government from this bloodthirsty idea ukutemuomulopa ukuipaya, to change that orientation to service. No kubeba bakapokolo kubatimwe bakapokola mwali kwa tef polo polo ni mishtire polo polo nomba mwirabika mwiraipaya abantu. It is that simple. Nomba twakanganja baba pela 6 months until June at which they reorganize. Tapadi if you are reorganized. If you are going to reorganize in the State House, ni ba lungu bene bale kefi batambe go kuteka bwino. Pantu padi rero tabale teka bwino yo tefyo bateke echalo efi. Olefu ya bakapokola babomberi abantu lero waya bashitira fi manda bako batbale tolera mu efi tumbi fyo bayipaya. Tadi nisho waba tumatike payeni. Mwero. Fi manda efyo na masoja tabakwa. Mwipushi. Amasoja ngabali kwatapo filafi efyo balungu bashitira bakapokola fi manda if yako bomfya ati bachiteshani bale tole efitumbi nga bayipaya echo kanshinsama, may he so rest in peace. Ilyo bashutire nsama bayipaya within minutes they were there basende echitumbi basensenda bakapokola. Elo lelo munje bati yo mkwaya kanika problem fika bakapokola beka nika problem ka balungu obu bwafya bwa balungu abashireteka bwino ni balungu abashireteka bwino abareteka ifya amadongo ni balungu tabareteka bwino yo tefya bateke echalo efi anso bulya bushikwi fintu nga fyalienda fye bwino imwe pamonga bakapokola kumwita hakainde hichirema na tukwata obufi obo turefwa wise mukuchita ansa kukapokola obufi no mana tumfwa tukulia ma supporters bobe abalefwa ukukushindika ko chirifie ifyo turefwa ya fwebo ngabakapokola kwebati abaka kushindika ko baka bomfyo yo musebo ero napo baka kumani na nyapa ngatapali ama toilets we ichire manangu akabungwe kobe muchitena haya ama toilets bako wati chiriya bale kushindika ko ngaba umfa kona kalimo ko bomfyako toilet epo ili toilet nefi yakulya bafure na garbage ifure ya chitikira hapa mwa balondolwera bwino epela aisa ichirema apo shako ama supporters bakwe aingira mukapokola bamuchita question chire bamuchita question afuma mukapokola aya apo shako ama supporters bakwe abwekeramo ku community home efyo bateke chalo nomba a day before kula umfuafi ensele kula umfuafi yum kwaitu kamipa yaola bakapokola baleba abekala chalo ati tukamipa yaola elo lelo muise muku na ulungu wa umfuako ati yo chirifie eno nomba lelo muise mukulanda ati yo ni bakapokola bakweta obwafya ni lungu akweta obwafya ewa abasuminishe ukuba tibalelanda ati yo mkwaitu kamipa yaolanga mwaisa abekala chalo ati turovo kushindika kwa wakainda ati yo mkwai ngamwanianta mofye tukamipaya twalikuwa tensambu twalikuwa tefianso na fimandamanda twalikuwa tukatole efitumbi elo lelo ati yo mkwai bwafya bwa bakapokola obu na lelo dine bachiri balekana mwe balungu bachiri baleka balera that it's unknown assailants eba ipeyensama mwamona unknown assailants bakapokola bulya bushikuba iswile mpanga yonse everywhere pa cabinet office pali bakapokola kulia ku force headquarters kwali bakapokola noko akaende ichirema aimine kulia kumwakwe kulia yekala kunyuka nikunyuka asama kulia kwena nalitandalako kusuma na kukwine kwali bakapokola nomba baletwe boko bati kulia ma unknown assailants abashutire nsama mwebo mwe makadaz baba PF nangula ni mwe kuti mwasumino bobufi omuntu aingira achita penetrate yari yonse ama barriers bapangire bakapokola aingira mu cabinet office ayashuta nsama. Does that make sense? Ero after ashuta nsama bakapokola bayasende chitumbi chakwansama basensente chitumbi bakapokola unknown assailant. Taba itire kwa ma investigators ati seni mumone if you chitumbi chirere no basensente chitumbi rehearsing if you wakala chisanga batampo kuipaya more people. Lelo ba Lungu balanda ati it's unknown assailants. Lelo ide newspaper na lele mbelako balanda ati there was some disturbances. Lelo ba mwanta katongo bese balanda ati icho tuloefu airoko bati abantu batwe batwalesha nicho kulaba ma enemies abachita infiltrate these things. Mwebo, if you are an enemy ulefu kuchita infiltrate kutu wabomfia opposition tadi kubomfia the PF namba ba PF bena every time ngakulika demonstration ba PF bala baleka file musunga ba PF efye bonse mufire mwa basunga ba PF nga baisa bakumana tolero twala tukenensere nangwa tolero twala yakwisa ku state house bachitashana bakumana fie mutaon baita na bakapokola atiwe kapokola isa batangisha kona kapokola kuntanshi abo balenda bale yakwisa bale ya ku state house muku twalira Lungu tumadyashi tumotumo efye bachita ba PF na bakapokola bale basunga bwino bakapokola bale sunga bwino ba PF ama PF cadres abo bani na independence bafika na pa state house bebere we Lungu twakuletera kwa area shishani chapo a democracy filafine mochitira ba PF ama PF efe mochitire na konse kuteke chalo that is democratic kuteke chalo to give people democratic rights. Echo kanshi ififyonze ififyakoba that bachinja Deputy Inspector General of Police at fiala later confidence in the police. It is all useless cosmetic changes. Absolutely useless. Anzu chalete la monomba necho batamfisha Nelson Piri. Ninsoni. Kwa wako fika ya kansoni pantu Nelson Piri. Ewa ile piki muna MP amwe aita identify mwebo MP aita identify kuli Nelson Piri Romeo Kangombe ebere am honorable Romeo Kangombe member of parliament Nelson Piri ebere wafwa na la kuipaya bamutonta nemfuti Romeo Kangombe efe bateke chalo efe lawyer namu imona ida video na ma pictures afuma muri motoka lawyer aita identify kuli bakapokolo kobat ine I'm a lawyer and we have just come to pick up our colleague kapokola asonta AK-47 ni AK-47 very very sophisticated rifles at close range. What is happening with that lawyer Atini Frank Tayali is pretty sad. No lawyer should be subjected to that kind of confusion. Never. Weka pokola lawyer ngakwe bati nine lawyer. Kusaluta. Nauti na alami ya fuiri shashani. Enchito yama lawyers. Enchito yesu. Nangu mumpate shani haka inde hichirema. Lawyer wako haka inde hichirema. Waku chindika enchito yama lawyers. Nomba uyo ati nala kuipaya wafwa unarmed lawyer natai nafuala ine shifwele tai lelo munjerereko shifwele tai natai nafuala lawyer neshati lya blue nafuala nokutakinga natakinga na suit nensapato nensokoshi nafuala lawyer ati wafwa. And today munje wati ni problem yabakapokola ni lack of leadership from State House. There is an alternative, absolutely alternative. Absolutely alternative. We as a country, it means we are betraying our country. It's treasonous for the people of Zambia to ignore this assault on their liberties and their freedoms. We cannot let it. We would have betrayed Kaunda Nankumbula Nakapwepwe. Ni shifu tu watashani tuwawachita betray. Badiaba afuile pakweba tukuwato ubuntu mbwato wakwata. Nishu, we have become traitors to their vision. If these gentlemen stood up against colonialists, abakwete nama bomb, nama nuclear whip, stood up against them. It is okay for the police ukwimya rifle no kutonta lawyer. At it's okay. Nishi, we are betraying the independence. It has no value. It has no value. If we say that no, it's okay to rekonke funde, no. Ugulesha abantu kumana te funde yo imwe baka pokola. Anso pakulesha abantu mfirishna mkwata na big reason yakobati churchin pali reason hapa. Not that why would you stop 6 people from having a meeting? 6 people at you have no permission. 6 people at you have no permission. What kind of nonsense is that? You tell me. Patriotic Front, cadres, you tell me. If it atuleranda that yom kwaipanto shani nangu ni UPND, let me even assure you, if it's the UPND in power next year and they do this, we'll be on them. Tukabe mina. This is partisan. This is not an issue of partisanship. This is the issue of fidelity to the rule of law. When we say the rule of law, this is what we mean. They enjoy their constitutional liberty. It's their freedom. This idea about Vakapokola there to try and discipline Zambians. No, please, excuse me, no. Atukupela ko discipline. No. Abantu limunganda in the house. Father, mother, na abana. Ero mama pera discipline kubana. Yes, but Zambia is not a house. Zambia is a republic. Zambia is not a church. It's not even a church. As Yomgwai, Shima Pepona Land, Shima Pepona Lungu. No, Zambia is a republic. It's a complicated, sophisticated republic. They believe in this. That is how our democracy works. Excuse yourselves to wige Bambi. Abala chindika abena Zambia na constitution ya chano. Not abala ichindika yo. Pantu abengi mwe focus yako bati ati tulechindika lungu. Noma tumuchindike lungu. Imfumu taituka abantu eba tuke imfumu. Every child shineo mjao. Imfumu taituka abantu eba tuke imfumu. Nomba iwete tuime we imfumu nomba wa ambako. Aga tukana wakaka akalanda akakata waipaya fyonse leipaya a solution fyenomba kanshu muntu ama ideas ngayapo. It's very easy kuipaya pantu kuipaya kubula fye mfutu wabika mo polo elo nomba wa eba wakapokola tike payeni. Very easy. Ninshi amakana mano fyapela iwe tawete program tapali. So nombecha ashala kunombecha ngoka coach tashana. Kuipaya. That is my link. Please join us if you can. We've already done 44 minutes. So I've just sent the link onto the platforms if we can talk. And so the Home Affairs Minister Wakampyongo at Wakampyongo Wabepi. Now in Sri Lanka there is a problem with no. There we people kweta obwafya. Obukweta obwafya Wakampyongo Wabepi. Wakampyongo. Now let's imagine some enemies. At kuliko some imperialist enemies mu Zambia, abaleta confusion. Now basoka the imperialist enemies in Zambia. Kwena Wakampyongo kukana ko hata mano. Mama. Bantu common sense. If you listen to pay common sense kutontonkanya. Ngolela that muliama ama mercenaries in Zambia. What message are you sending to the security apparatus? What message are you sending to soldiers and the Zambia Air Force? Mwibikamo ama soldier mfyabupuba. Mwibabikamo twapapata. If you have issues with a particular political party, just deal with it as a political problem. Keep our security apparatus away from this confusion. Our soldiers protect the integrity of our country. They look out for enemies of our country. They are daily watching over Okumona. What is Wakongole planning to do? Wakongole, can they come over? No kupanga confusion. Gavena Malawi. What are they trying to do? Can they come over? Vena Malawi. Bamona takachalo kachepa. Tieni tusende Luangwa. Because Avena Malawi, very quite those mentalities. Tamwaishba. Avena Malawi. Valando kweva ati Luangwa na chipata. Na fionse kwa aliwa Lungu kuluangwa ati chalo chavo. So number our soldiers are alert all the time. Okulolesha wino. Ushavena Malawi. Na balavako nang they still want to come. Elo nomba mwasa Wakampyongo, very careless, a very senior member of our cabinet and our security cabinet. Bantukwa bama cabinet ayeng. Security cabinet. Iakoba Fiat, it's a very intimate small number of political leaders. Ewa isa mkulanda atiyo mkwa imuliama mercenaries in Zambia. Mercenaries in Zambia. At enemies that are working with the opposition. Please, don't involve soldiers. Don't involve them. Don't give the impression as if our intelligence officers or our soldiers are not working. They are working very hard. Ngombama soldiers very sworn in Zambia. They are above politics. They have a political commander-in-chief, quite all right. But they are above politics. They are guarding our country. If you are that you enemies in Zambia, foreign enemies in Zambia, lekeni. It does not make sense. Tamulia mano yo fiabo pupa. Tamulia mano yo fiabo pupa. All right. So I've sent you the link, and I'll try to go through some of the comments as much as possible. Chipego. Oh, Chipego is not here. Valwepa, Charles Lwepa. Ale lete niria shamtishan.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well. And you?
Yeah. Yes, are you getting me?
Oh, yes, very clear.
Yeah, what is happening in our country is something that we cannot tolerate.
Never.
Because we have seen that our government has got no agenda to protect the interest of the people.
Yeah.
Because there is no way somebody kills two people and we cannot be given those people who are culprits, regardless of the status that they have in the society. The government needs to give us the report who killed those innocent two people, because the police cannot act when they know that those people who were there, they were not armed. We can only shoot at somebody if he's armed.
It's true.
They were not armed. And the people who were affected, like Mr. Sama, is something worrying.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah, thank you. Thank you,
that I
Valwe.
can give to the president is that we need a proper report over this. It is not enough for the government to tell us that they have fired the Bonny Kapeso and the so on vice what and what. That's not the report that we need. We need the police who shot those two people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, Charles Luipa. No, I agree. Sorry, we have to give chance. I agree, Charles Luipa. To ever a report. Not if you're to shinga bata, if you're madongo dongo. But if shinga bata, if you're madongo dongo, what yo? Well, atikuli an unknown assailant. Wafya sana. Bakangwa.
Why?
Lete Niriash. Dan Kachela, yes, this is live. Nachira suka few month question. Alen, lete Niriash. Bakangwa na muchita mute mic.
Is it on now?
Yes, it's on.
Yes. The problem that is there, I think all this thing, I think it was a planned move to me, the way I see it, because how could the president and the Home Affairs, when the time HH was being called for questioning, all these guys, they went out of the city.
Yeah.
Why?
It's true.
So, which means there was something that they knew that something evil must happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree, Bakangwa. I think that is what was happening. So balungu baya kuluangwa. Mukutusha, bale enwa, bale eria, bale erala, no kutambe finama. Bale tamba bakolwe, bale tambe nkalamu, bale tambe nsofu, bale tamba nevyale kana kuluangwa. I think bali pamano. This thing has backfired. Zambia is truly a Christian nation. These things have backfired. Roberta Kaluba, I think all of us should come out of our homes and start sleeping on the streets, protesting for his resignation. Ala tupuisha uliamuisa. Awo na imu, mulemu itati ni muisa. Lungu, wakupeta okay. But I think elections are next year. Elections are in August, so Zambians will have an opportunity to vote him out. Yeah. He gets these bad manners from Uganda. I agree with you, Chisumpa. Valentine. Epo mudi? Valentine. Emkwai. Mule kwa namusenda ma. Alenira lete nidia.
Ndamufwedia shi netre. Kwena natuchula.
Vatuchusha ini.
Vatuchusha sana.
So,
Zambian oli wonse fye ichi 2021 traingiram. Abomfye kali akene twachitire twasendere kaliya. Akabomfye wise. Otherwise yawe batuchusha abantu abo.
No, I agree, Valentine. I agree. So I'm not really I'm non-partisan. But there is only one party, iyo nshifwaya. Nangu kateka o candidate o nshifwaya mukavotere Lungu. Bantu Lungu eule tuchusha. Atuchusha pafula. Icho kanshi afirwa. Balungu bafirwa okuteka ekyalo. Bafirwa. Echo kanshi mwebe na Zambia. Mwika bavotera. Mweba kwesu ba Rose lete niria jitumfwe.
Na totela mkwai bamwesha wesu icho tulefako fefoto tulira kufyaba ku Zambia report kwena uwashutie bala bantu babiri bafuyana bamwishiba then the chimbe cho ndelomba ko feine ukulingana na as a Zambian citizen balungu bafuyire kushitalawa abantu ukula kumana kwansoko balefo kumana nga bafine bakumana twalitamba kuli babuma lusambo abantu bayire mukusenda obunga takwali permission, but which is very sad bena konsoko baleya fe with no permission. What kind of the country is that?
Tamulira abana baba neno kanwa abana beno
Because ngevu phenomenon that power is sweet. Balungu aba babikire puma ma citizens. If fine efu bengesa tontonga chikesa esakuli bena na bena so bafuire okuchinja. Ba UPND nga balefo okukumana babiri batatu kuti bakumana. Umo kuti akumana. Kufwaya bena abantu basalo balefwaya. Nga bafina ndati kalweni mwaisa imwena mwebe no mulefu anotati balekanya. Nga bamukusensanya empia bana amakadas. Balefo kubana nepyola. For me, it's very sad. Like that day, I shoot it about. I was so mad. Kuntana filo kumona ba patient ba. Because they told them mona chali elnangwa abantu abalelanda po ba shoota. It's just so sad. Baku shootira blue obero abantu bachiri balelande fyabo. Which is very sad.
It's very sad. How kwena mwandini chachine mwandini ba Rose Limbrick nomba mutwebe kone national nalimbi bantu limbi tumite amashina ya chisungu. So nomba ubwafya tamulira fya kwe balungu bena tabalira abana baba nabo kanwa abana babo nibakaite mwe bena manone yachiramo baumfwa manone chipeshamano nomba amanone yachiramo kufwayo kuipaya ebwafya bulipo tabalefo okubwekera mu kubantu atabantu bakasalena kairiyo balefo okuipaya kanofye nchipaye teri bulo shubo okuipaya chibi sana. Blackson Kabubi areni lete niliash.
Yes, boss. Good evening.
Good evening.
First and almost, I just want to say something about the issue of paying fidelity. Every citizen has a right to pay fidelity. Any person whom you like. It's very important because the case which HH was being called, it wasn't pure classified on it. This is the reason why people went outside pay fidelity to him. They know that what happened during the 2016 and other time what things were bad. HH was being treated like he's not a Zambian. So they know what can happen. It's their duty to protect their leader. But what you're right now in Zambia is that it's only the people in power who can enjoy their rights, not people who are not in power. Opposition, right. they can't enjoy their rights. So it becomes something so sudden. You say that it's only them. What about others? Because when these two, this fear and the opposition or UPND goes out, the other people are coming in. Because they're still using the same procedures. And to come out with the situation by setting foreign life attenuation, that was so dangerous in a democratic country.
Thank you, Blackson. I totally agree, Blackson. They just want number. Our constitution is very clear. It's for everyone. So what can we do about it? Let's continue talking. Let's go back to them and say no. Wofi. Epera. What we do as citizens, it's correct. If that's what we need to be doing. One. Secondly, next year it's elections in August. Tareteka bwi tefyo bateke chalo efi tareteka bwi okay kwena bane this is 58 minutes 59 minutes ayamanan kan alayagale pesha so nomba kanshi tufure to watch that stop apa pene pakobati twirachita sana over ain twirachita sana over. Wise man, last words.
Emkwai twatotera sana. Last word yakwe bati ifi tefu bateke echaro ngefe mulandire so ichikoseresho kubena Zambia kuba fyo kuti 2021 natufika ni masoshi August no mbaye ne yarafika so tipose kwa mama tukabomfyo no kakadi kaliya echo vapelilana vakanganja 6 months kufwayati vakasontekada eono mbaka veig taiti 6 months ile kwana a month before election so natuipekanya tulina vene konka
yeah. Thank you, Wiseman. Mkwai, epo tufile tuwaperera hapa pene. It's been 1 hour. We're going to come again live sometime. Ngakwawana kambi ka statement. Nangwakalia shina kambi. We'll be back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Zambia, and we'll see you in 2021. God willing. Pambi mieo shesu shaba muli lesa ewa kwa te mieo shesu. So nomba. Ngatu fishako. We'll be back. Nokulanda posana. In the meantime, God bless you. Have a great 2020 and 2021. God bless. Thank you, and good evening, and God bless our country.